Welcome and thank you for tuning in. Now today I'm really very excited because I get to explore a brand new area of private oak woodland. Now this private area is part of a larger oak wood, one which I've been exploring for about 4 or 5 years. It's actually one of my favourite local woodlands. And I had a wander recently and I was walking back to the car, went through a farmyard and then got chatting to somebody there. And it turns out that she's the owner of this oak wood and has very kindly offered me permission to just come and go as I please and photograph these wonderful trees. So yeah, very, very fortunate. Can't wait to see what I find. I mean, it's very, very similar to the rest of the oak wood. I don't think the woodland floor here is quite as rich. It's probably been affected by, some human intervention a bit more in the past. But as you can see behind me, there's undoubtedly going to be some wonderful trees. So fingers crossed I'll find something good. It's not very big. I don't think it's going to take too long to explore, but very keen to make a start today. And certainly in preparation for the autumn season ahead. So yes, I'm treating it as a scouting trip, and you're probably thinking, oh God, Simon, not another scouting trip. But scouting, it's not just about preparation. Most of my outings I treat as scouting trips, and sometimes those trips out result in some fantastic images. But it's more about the mindset, and the mindset that keeps expectations low, so you always enjoy and you're never disappointed. So before we get cracking, I just wanted to let you know as well that my book is certainly on schedule. The pressure's on to get it finished by the end of this month, and it's going to head to the printers, and then I'll have copies in my hand hopefully in November time. But yeah, it's looking good. You might, if you follow me on other platforms, you've seen that the title is Gathering Time, and that title will certainly make more sense when you get to read the book. So yeah, can't wait, exciting times. Right, let's go for a wander and see what we can find. I am in heaven. Look at this. I've only been here a few minutes and I'm already finding fantastic oak trees to photograph. Look at that. Wonderful, beautiful character on this foreground oak tree with its split in the trunk. Fantastic branches hanging down, sparse and dead, full of character and mood. One's hanging down there, leading us down to this beautiful kind of half-dead oak tree with cracks in its trunk and then almost like a secondary crown. And all this set against the opposite valley side as well. And then just on the other side of this big bold foreground tree, we've got an opening in the canopy, so this lovely sense of light filtering down and hitting this small oak tree, just warming its aching bones. I love it. I think it's great. But definitely one for a foggy morning to get that sense of softer light, so we can still bring out a little bit of detail of this foreground tree, but I would love to get that sense of soft light hitting that half-dead oak tree there. Fantastic, but this is how I tend to approach these very first visits to woodlands, is to stay high and then just go along the woodland edge, looking down on the woodland, surveying as much as you possibly can, and then just traverse the hillside, zigzag, zigzag, covering as much space as you possibly can. But yeah, I'm going to have to take the light is too harsh, it might soften, but I'm going to have to take a scouting image of this one, so I've got it lodged in my mind. So there's no point getting too precious for the scouting image, but obviously it'd be nice to, get a nice composition. So I've got something sort of nailed, a concept in my mind that I want to come back to. And there's some challenges to consider. Because of that opening in the canopy up there might be, under different conditions, a strong sense of light kind of towards the top right-hand corner, which I don't really want. Definitely want the emphasis more on the small oak tree there. With that in mind, I might have to include more to the left to give it a better sense of balance. But having said that, I don't want to take too much off the right, because there's these fantastic branches arching down in the kind of lower half of this tree. So they definitely want to be included. No, that's not working for me. I just find the balance of light to be off. I'm gonna have to move around to the left, I think. And with each step, I'm just seeing how the relationships change between the trees. You know, how the dynamics are changing between our main feature oak trees, what's going on with the oak trees in the background, to the left, to the right. Can we achieve some nice separation or hide some awkward trees? But straight away, we're getting a much better balance of light now, because that canopy is now smack in the middle. We've got this lovely sense of light right in the middle of the frame, and this natural vignette being created by the dense canopy that surrounds these main feature oak trees. This is looking much better. Now I just have to draw the boundaries with my eyes, you know, what needs to be included in the frame, what needs to be excluded, but I'm loving the sense of light distribution now. It's all just coming straight down in the middle, right to our kind of feature small hafted oak tree there. Lots going on in the background, lovely curve in an oak tree in the distance. We've got the branches of this foreground tree, which are really quite nice, do kind of merge into the background tree, but what we're doing is trying to, you know, visualize how is it going to look when we come back in our ideal conditions. And if our ideal conditions are fog, is there enough distance between this tree and the other tree for that fog to come through and offer that separation? And I really think that there is. The bracken's starting to turn now, we're getting a bit of colour down there. So it would be nice to come back in the not too distant future. And yeah, fingers crossed for the conditions. But I'm going to take a couple of scouting images now, and at least I've got them in my Lightroom library as a nice reference point. I can see a huge blob of red on that tree over there, which can only mean one thing. Hey Meg, a big lump of beefsteak fungus. I don't know why I'm so fascinated with this stuff at the minute. I think it's just, it's the novelty factor, I think. I'll soon get used to it, but that is the biggest I've seen by far. Look at the size of that. Wowzer, that's huge. Check out the size of that one, Meg. Blimey, that is so soft and tender. I guess in, so this is beefsteak fungus, so I guess in actual real steak terms, this is the equivalent of a big tomahawk or T-bone steak. But that, I mean, honestly, my mycology knowledge isn't very good, but my guess is that that is a pretty significant specimen. Fantastic, great find. The light softened beautifully now. There's some clouds come over, the sun is setting behind the opposite valley side and reflecting off the clouds, which is giving a lovely ambient warm glow. I mean, I'm still trying to get to grips with this particular location. As with any woodland, it takes a while. So yeah, just taking some concept images for now, just as records of things which have caught my eye. Some nice oak trees, some nice shapes, some nice birch trees, and you know, potential for lots of colour to come soon as well. We've got a series of oak trees here, which are just leaning over the beck in the valley, which means that there's a gap between these trees and the opposite valley side, which is just filling with light. And actually I can't tell what it is from here. Well, there's definitely a rowan tree on the opposite side. I can see some berries coming through. But what's quite nice is next to that there's a lot of yellow leaves coming out. I'll have to take a closer look to see what it is. So that's just like adding a hint of warmth there. There's a little grassy bank down in the bottom there. I'd quite like, extremely wishful thinking, but it'd be very nice if a deer would just place itself down there. That would be quite good. Not that I'm asking for too much, but I wonder if I could send Meg and stand down there. That would be quite good. But no, I was just drawn to some of the shapes in the branches, to be honest. There's one kind of taken centre stage in between these two boulder oak trees, which has some lovely shapes, got some mossy branches higher up. There's some light reflecting off them. There's a dappling of autumn leaves coming through in the oak trees, which is quite nice, just so you know, so it's not all solid flat green. Yeah, as usual, I'm probably going to take in a 5x4. Some lovely sweeps and shapes to the branches. There's a birch on the left-hand side comes up there, and that just flows into one of the oak branches. Some nice delicate branches at the top flowing into the oak tree in the background there. And yeah, it just all comes together quite nicely. Nice bit of energy to it. So yeah, see how that looks. But yeah, the light's really quite nice now. So like, this is the ideal time, I think, to be scouting. Nice soft light, nice and easy to see all the details, see all the shapes, and easier to recognise the potential as well. Right, see how that looks as a recce shot. But keen, very keen to find something else. Right, that is me done. As the sun starts to set, it'll be down in 15 minutes, it'll start getting dark soon, so I'll best get back. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Yes, it's preparation for autumn and getting to know another place to have at my disposal. And I'm looking forward to autumn, but it absolutely baffles me that more people don't go out and enjoy woodland photography in the summertime. I mean, I've been shooting summer woodland for about 6 years now, and I love it. And now is a really good time to be out this month because we start to get a little bit of colour in the understory, but we've still got a good solid canopy. And it's that canopy that I really enjoy because it offers a play of light and a layering of light that you don't get any other time of year. And that's why, yeah, I love being out through the summer season. Apart from the midges, that's not so good. But yeah, so another very successful scouting mission for me. And you know, the reason why I spend a lot of time doing this and why it, you know, ultimately will work for me is because all this prep work means that I might come back when the conditions are really quite good one day, and I could nail half a dozen portfolio images just in one one morning, which is going some, but it can happen, but not without lots and lots of wonders like this. So yes, hope you enjoyed this episode. Please look out for probably my next one, where there'll be some big news. Nothing to do with the book, something equally exciting happening next year, which I'm just itching to tell everyone. But yeah, please look out for that, and yeah, like I said, hopefully in the next episode. But thanks again for watching this one, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.